Thru Wrestling Podcast. It is Thursday night, November 10th. I am not Ernest EJ Christian, thank God. It is me, Mikey B. I am joined by producer Jim.
Who the hell gave EJ permission to have the week off?
Definitely not his wife.
Can I talk to HR? Why don't I get a week off?
Send an email.
All right.
I'll prove it.
It's still EJ sucks at hotmail.com.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Joe will be with us momentarily. He's currently having a sneezing fit, I think is what he said. But we are joined tonight by a member of the 3 Count Thursday show, a member of the Take 3 family. Ryan, what's up, buddy?
Just don't call me EJ.
Oh, we will not do that.
Joe, get your ass in here.
Oh, shit. All right, we have a fun show planned for you guys tonight. We're obviously going to conclude the War Games watch-alongs. What?
War games, war games, war games, war games.
It didn't work. Why didn't it work?
It's a good thing I'm here.
Let's try again.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
Sorry, I think it's well past Regal's bedtime. I think somebody just had to wake him up.
That makes sense. All right, so obviously we'll be watching the men's 2021. We'll get you the timestamp right before we go live. Joe's topic, we're going to actually predict the War Games matches for this year, which is coming up in 2 weeks. And then Jim has one. I don't remember what yours was, Jim.
It's so yesterday, as we're recording, yesterday was the 25th anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob. We're not going to do a watch along for that, but we're going to play a little what if game. We're going to do a little what ifing. Okay. What if Bret had actually, well, not if he re-signed, but if he re-signed and Vince didn't go back on the deal in 97.
So those are your topics for tonight. I actually have listened to a lot of the Podfathers podcast this week while driving. Most of the topics have been the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah, I say it's probably pretty heavy on that this week.
Very interesting to hear like Road Dogg, because I know he's part of the family. He's not with Conrad, but it was just interesting because he was like, I didn't even know what the hell was going on. I looked up, I was watching the monitor, I was like, what the fuck just happened? That and then the one with Bruce Pritchard where they bring up the British Bulldog standing in gorilla and someone's like, what just happened? And you just see the Bulldog turn and goes, they fooked him.
I've often heard that like that was Bulldog's reaction. They fooked him.
They fooked him. They fooked Bret. Oh, God. All right, so we're going to start the War Games match. We're not going to wait for Joe to get here. We'll give Joe
because it's probably a 40-minute match, I believe. So we're going to just talk and riff while the match goes.
We decided to skip the entrances because Ryan made a valid point whenever he came into the chat and went, wow, it's like an hour and 15 minutes once you leave the video package and the other stuff in. So we're gonna skip right to where the match is. Different spot for you guys to find this. I know that in the past we've told you that the takeover section is the place to find all of these. Not the case with this one. If you actually go to the WWE Hub, click on NXT, and then you'll see a special events page. Scroll over to what would be your right on the remote. You'll find NXT War Games 2021. The timestamp for those of you at home that want to watch along with us is 2:06:25. You'll see Johnny Gargano wrestling Smith Jr. III and Carmelo Anthony Hayes, the starting small forward for your New York Knicks, standing face to face, getting ready to get at it. So, you guys ready?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. War Games. So
War games!
It's only
War
appropriate
games!
to start.
War games! War games!
So for those of you at home that don't know, this is NXT Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0. Carmelo Hayes, Tony Meatballs, Grayson Waller, and Braun Breaker taking on Gargano, Ciampa. I'm trying to remember who else is part of Team Black and Gold.
Kyle O'Reilly, I believe, was there.
Cool Kyle. Thank you. I'm gonna look it up now.
So speaking of you said about Tony Meatballs, it made me think of this TikTok, because we were talking about TikToks last week.
Mhm.
And there's one, it's from the account like called like I Just Ruined It or something, where it's a guy like mashes up like a song, or There I Ruined It.
There I ruined it, yeah.
But this one is the T Swizzle.
Mm.
Let me find the actual one here. But it takes the T Swizzle and mashes up Mario in the T Swizzle. So let me
Is this the one that you shared in the group chat?
yeah.
Okay.
You got tired of my scheming for the last time.
It's me, Mario.
I'm the problem, it's me. Sometimes I feel like everybody is sexy, baby.
It's just the it's me. I laughed so hard. It's me, Mario. I fucking died. So 60 Minutes did a fucking thing on TikTok and social media and all of this last week, and like in China, like you can only have
China.
you can only have like anyone under 18, I think, can only use like TikTok for like 40 minutes a day, and like they like it actually has to be like educational. Where here it's just like stupid shit like that I'm just gonna doom scroll for an hour and go, oh my god, my legs are numb and I'm still on the shitter. Like like that's just what TikTok is.
Yep.
Like,
Team Black and Gold is Gargano, Ciampa, Pete Dunne, and L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Need chips.
So no Cool Kyle.
mm.
And I think that was because Cool Kyle was in. Nope, Cool Kyle was not in a match on the show. Oh yeah, he was. Him and Jeep Wagoneer lost the tag title match against Imperium.
He was tag champs with Jeep Wagoneer.
No, they challenged for it, and
Oh,
Jeep Wagoneer turned on him, I think, during the match.
Fucking Jeep Wagoneer.
Goddamn Wagoneer. Other matches on the show saw Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, and Raquel Gonzalez, not Rodriguez, defeat Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction in the Female War Games match. Cameron Grimes beat Duke Hudson in a hair versus hair match, and Roderick Strong defended the NXT Cruiserweight Championship against Joe Gacy with Parker Boudoir in his corner.
When I think of cruiserweight, I think of Joe Gacy.
Goddamn right I do.
I'm not gonna lie, that show sounds awful.
I mean, it doesn't sound good. That's for damn sure.
Like, I'm fairly confident that this match is that we're watching is going to be fine. Like,
can we talk about how, like, is Pete Dunne really like Black and Gold NXT?
Yeah, that's weird because he's. I mean,
don't
he's
feel like him or LA Knight are really like Black and Gold NXT.
no LA Knight's not.
LA Knight showed up like 3 weeks before they went from Black and Gold to Bioluminescent.
Right, like, yeah. When did LA Knight?
Like we
I
really,
mean, they purged everybody else. I don't think was anybody else to put in this match.
Yeah, I don't think there was either.
I mean, two years.
I mean, the jacket guys.
Well, 2 years before this, in 2019, they brought KO back to be in War Games.
There he is. Oh my God! What the hell is your what?
Coming in, guns blazing.
Oh my God! Like, so I know we say it every week, but if you're not watching us on the Take 3 Wrestling YouTube, I guess it's on Ernest YouTube, right? I guess is where it goes.
I think it's Ernest.
Ernest Eyes.
We have fucking name bars on the
I
bottom
feel like
of
mine's too short.
I mean, you can update. I
Yours
forgot.
is a little tiny.
It's
It's
Ryan,
fairly
I
accurate though,
apologize.
Joe. I'm not gonna lie to you there.
Why
It's
did
accurate.
Grayson Waller have that much eye black on?
to keep down the glare.
Makes sense.
I feel like he doesn't.
Is this guy still signed to NXT?
Yes.
Yeah, he's still there.
Really? Okay.
Oh, you guys are watching the match, aren't you?
We are. Oh yeah.
Is it the match beyond?
No, we're not at the match beyond yet.
We literally just, like Grayson Waller.
This is just the tip. Really.
we're at like the 2:12 mark right now. If you want to try, we'll try to catch you up as quickly as possible.
You've missed nothing so far.
I'm not surprised.
Johnny Spirit Halloween and fucking Carmelo Anthony started, and now Grayson Waller with way too much eye black is in the ring.
I feel like making the 2.0 guys wear the eye black just did not help 2.0 at all.
Oh, that's right. That was like old NXT versus new NXT, wasn't it?
Yeah, but as you were coming on, we were literally talking about how is Pete Dunne and LA Knight really black and gold NXT? Like I just don't feel like they were black and gold NXT.
Pete Dunne, yes. Pete Dunne, yes.
LA Knight only re-signed with WWE. He came back at Takeover Vengeance, which was Thanksgiving Day of 2021. So yeah, he had only been with NXT for 6 months at this point. But I mean, Pete Dunne's complicated because Pete Dunne was NXT UK, so he had been in the NXT brand for a long time, but like he was never like he wasn't like
he did have matches on takeover shows though. Like he did face Walter at that one. He did defend the title against who was it? He had a banger against Tyler Bate, I think, at a takeover in Chicago.
It was Master Bate.
Yes, Master Bate. Oh, and by the way, Johnny Gargano has a broken nose. Whoa, Jesus Christ, Trick Williams.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
That could have fucked somebody's day up.
Now, is Waller, is his gimmick that of a boxer? Like, why is he wearing those trunks?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like
yes.
I just think it's him just trying to be a cocky sports star. So
why is he wearing
wide
at this point, I could find the show and the match that you guys are watching and try to catch up to where you're at.
So
I could just watch something entirely different, and it could be like World War III, and I could be calling the second ring.
Oh, so you're watching a Mexican death match on fucking Nitro?
Yes, like please direct me towards a lucha Mexican death match on a Nitro.
So, Ryan, on last week's show, we watched the 2020 War Games match. Then afterwards, Joe's topic was overrated, underrated WCW Luchador edition.
Okay.
So,
pop quiz, Ryan. Overrated, underrated. Cyclope.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Underrated it is.
Oh, no. Wrong one.
I have no idea who that is.
The other one worked just as well.
Yeah. So
I thought you were going to hit me with like Rey Mysterio.
No. Volano 4. Go.
Who? And these guys wrestled in WCW?
Yes.
Like on a weekly basis.
No. Get out of here.
So literally,
they must have had a different show up here in the north.
So literally, we started having this conversation, and Joe brought up La Parka, and it was, all he does is hit people with a chair, do the chair dance, and it's over. My response was, it makes sense. He only had 3 minutes anyway, so why not let him hit the move with the chair and do the dance move? So I opened up his cagematch.net results, and I literally found a match from a random Monday Nitro, and it was a Mexican death match. It was La Parka and Silver King versus Cyclope and Damien, I think is the other one.
Yes.
And literally at one point, as Joe so elegantly calls him, Mexican Macho Man, Silver King. They go to set up a move in the corner, and like the trash can is missing, and the guy like stops and looks back to see if the guy's running towards him yet, so he can get down to do the poetry in motion. It's literally like, what the fuck is going on?
That was amazing.
I still can't get over that guy fucking yucking whatever the hell he yucked 37
Fucking
rows.
muted the chair like into the 14th row.
Yeah,
No, it was a trash can lid. It was a trash can.
he fucking chucked the trash can lid, and so Ryan, if you were at a WWE show at the Giant Center, like he would have been like, it looked like he was throwing it towards like the length end of like the building.
It just sounds like you guys have never been to a CZW show, and it's
And
it's
I
painfully
actually
obvious.
have.
And it,
I've
like,
been to a best of the best.
right, but
Oh,
you don't
alright, so-
you don't expect a trash can lid at like WWE or WCW to be thrown
Not a
up
WWE
into the
show.
stadium seating.
I've also
He literally.
Jim, how
went
many
to the
Mexican death
lid.
matches have you ever watched live?
17. I've also actually been to a WXW show in
Really?
Philadelphia.
I feel like we
You-
just found
you
our
prefer one or the
episode
other?
title. How many Mexican death matches have you watched live?
17.
17.
Oh, so for the record, in case you are wondering about my caption, like you have to have a name apparently, or they won't let you into the show. I was having a conversation before, and within this conversation, I was just saying, I don't know that if I found out that someone I was dating fucked a corpse, that would necessarily be a deal breaker.
That's absolutely a fucking deal breaker.
Why?
Why?
Jim, I feel like you guys might have different partners, though.
I mean, we do.
I
We
think
would.
it's exponentially harder for one of your partners to fuck a corpse. You got to have like
Rigor
a tongue
mortis.
depressor.
No, we've
tape
had this
on, like-
conversation.
Where's the shirt, Jim? Rick O. Mortis. Where's the fucking
Rick
Look.
O'Mortis.
Well, look, I was then kind of waiting on it because, like, Ernest claims there's merchandise coming for his shit.
I doubt
So I was
it.
like,
Stop waiting
well,
for it.
Ernest also claims to be black. Come on.
Oh, I've been on this show twice, and both goddamn episodes you've questioned Ernest's blackness.
Hey, he can't name a single member of Migos and has good credit. It's not my fault.
Jesus Christ.
Just saying.
I can't even.
I am now learning. Is Migos black?
Well, one of them is a was. And if someone I was dating decided to fuck Takeoff's body, I would not be upset.
All right, Kane, fucking relax. All right.
Like,
No, Katie Vick was alive when Kane fucked her. It's Triple H that fucked her when she was dead. And you know who didn't care? Stephanie.
It's fair. He's not wrong.
I mean,
but she did care when Triple H was just putting Trish Stratus in like a wrist, like a wrist lock thing.
Well, yeah, because Trish Stratus had a heartbeat.
because he could
So
leave
it's
her.
not. Oh God.
Look at Gary Gabagool here with the chain.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, Gary Gabagool.
Grill. So Joe,
What
what you're
show
saying?
is this? Well, I can't. Still not watching it.
So Joe, so you're. Let me see if I have this correctly. It's not
He's
cheating.
still
if
with
there's no
NXT,
heartbeat?
D'Angelo.
Yes.
Really?
What?
I mean, we'll get back to Tony Spaghetti here in a second. But Joe, so let me. It's not cheating if there's no heartbeat. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, would you consider it cheating if your wife uses a vibrator?
No, but I feel like these are very different things.
No, Joe, but you bring the Bryvator bread and everybody can have fun with that. You don't bring a fucking corpse to your bed and oh my goodness.
I mean, you might. I don't know.
I don't agree with Jim very often, but I've got to side with Jim on this.
Yeah, I feel like regardless of choice in partners, I
You
don't.
just
I don't.
compared my great aunt to a vibrator. I miss you, Betty.
That's the episode title. That's the episode title. I miss you, Betty.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Oh my god.
Joe, why'd you make Ryan sad?
I'm so sorry. And I bet she was a beautiful body.
You should see her now.
Oh my god. I've been on 2 podcasts tonight, and one of them is probably going to be gone soon.
All right, guys, we won't see you next week.
Actually, no, I don't think we did anything. I don't think we did anything bad. But intern Mark almost murdered. Well, I guess I almost killed intern Mark with a question, which almost killed me because I couldn't breathe while laughing so hard.
That was so dumb.
That's the hardest I've ever laughed on 3 Count Thursday.
I can wholeheartedly say the hardest I've ever laughed on, filling in for you guys was the TikTok clip with Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona clip.
I fucking cried.
Oh
for
my
fucking
You
God.
laugh harder for that than Dale Earnhardt?
He wasn't on Dale Earnhardt.
I wasn't on that show. Oh, I might have been. You're right.
You were. You took that. Yeah, you absolutely were. You took your hat off and everything.
And I almost died. I had to.
You covered your face with your hat.
Yes, you're 100% right. You're that Dale Earnhardt's number 1.
Stop it.
It is a good picture.
It is a good picture. But the guy was like, "Hey, I just met this kid in the pit." Said, "Dale Earnhardt."
Oh, yep. There goes that.
I love hearing Tim try to catch his breath.
Tim's like laughing. What I need to do is I need to take that clip and I need to just isolate his.
You know what they should probably do? Take this LA Knight guy, put him up on the main roster, make him a manager of 2 underperforming wrestlers.
Look, Maximum Male Models, that actually could have worked. I'm glad that they're still doing that, and LA Knight is LA Knight again. But because I do think Massey and Mansois, it can work. I think it's hilarious. Will they be tag champions? Probably not. But
will anybody be? No, Pete, don't do it. Don't start fucking with his fingers.
Oh, come on, no, don't.
No!
I don't like it. Ryan, are you a fan of watching this?
Let that shit back. What's the deal? That's not a big deal.
I don't like it.
Tap out. I'm done. Oh, that hurts.
Fingers bend.
Not this way.
I think
If
they
you
bend
did
that
that-
way a bit. I mean, it's
Yeah,
if you
like
did that
okay,
to a dead body, would it just break off?
it would. That's how they make Twix bars.
So Ryan, like
that might be the.
They just keep pushing it a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, but it goes to about there comfortably.
Yeah, and then act like you're really twerking it hard, and you sell it, and it's fine.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. Just makes me feel pain.
Okay.
Makes me feel pain. Oh,
What year are we watching?
2021.
But like
1987 WCW.
Yes. So you have to go to the NXT page, and then you have
Just go to NXT and then find NXT special events and scroll over to War Games 2021 because it's not a takeover.
Ah, look at that dumb shit. He tried to rip it away and do it quick and couldn't do it.
Idiot.
Oh, Beaker. Somebody forgot to use the gimmick chain. So one of the old guys in the back is like, "Ha, watch this! I'm gonna prank that little Steiner fucker."
That little Steiner fucker. Yeah, you should definitely wait for him. There you go.
So the real thing here with the whole eye black thing, we'll get back to this real quick. So
wait, someone give me a timestamp.
So currently we're at 226. So when you get near
405,
that, I'll give you
06,
another one.
07. Oh, you got a ways to go.
So Beaker here with his eye black that's half smudged off. Grayson Waller with a full face full if he was playing quarterback in the National Football League. And then Tony Meatball comes in and he's got like the Italian flag colored eye black.
He just has dark circles under his eye, and that was enough.
Hey, where's Ciampa been?
Hurt. He had surgery.
Was
Oh,
it
really?
a hip injury, right?
Yeah, like a whole
I
hip
think it was
replacement
good.
or some shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sucks. It's what happens when you push a guy who's 78, but that sucks. Like, literally, you push him down the stairs, he breaks his hip.
Does Breaker only have eye black under his left eye like Lisa Lopez?
No, I think it's smudged.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Big
Bro,
TLC
Breaker
fan.
burned the house down.
Yeah, you see how
No,
close.
that's definitely the TLC broad.
Because
No, I don't want no scrub.
it was kind of like when remember when they had Sting under the special award thing presentation for in WWE when
When
they
he
were
clearly
doing
went like this.
and yeah, like they pull the thing up and he had scratched part of his face paint off. It's like, oh, that sucks.
So we're not talking about, like, the guy from the police.
Correct. We're talking.
Don't stand too close to me.
Yeah, we're talking Darby Allin's dad.
Oh, heard. Oh, my God. Are you excited for Sting versus Jeff Jarrett for the first
Oh,
time
my
in 2 decades?
God, I can't wait for that. I'm so happy that that's happening on a show I have to pay extra for. Especially after that awesome Dynamite we went to in Baltimore last week.
J-E-double-F. J-A.
Okay, wait. Where are we at? Wait, I got 60 seconds of ads. I'll
Yeah, let me
you
know when you get through the ads, and I'll lead you by like 5 seconds, 5
That
10
heard.
seconds. So we should try and we should be able to sync up on it.
Oh, here comes Tomato Champs who has eye black on, even though nobody else in his team does.
And fucking,
Well, that's
Tomato
like a.
but he's
video
got
game
black
thing,
and
isn't it?
gold war paint.
Okay,
It's
if
funny.
you had to watch one musician from the 80s have a wrestling match at WrestleMania next year, who would it be and why is it John Mellencamp?
Jesus.
God, that would hurt so good.
Yes.
No, fuck that, man. I'd go with like Mark Wahlberg. That dude looks like
No, he's from the 90s.
That's
Marky
more
Mark was from the 90s.
son of a bitch.
You just want to see him in his underwear, Jim. That's all right.
I mean, you're welcome,
Same.
Joe. You're welcome, Joe. I did that for you.
I appreciate you.
I guess Donnie's got to be in good shape, right?
Donald Trump is not in good shape.
Okay, wait. Okay,
No,
I am at
I'm
221.38.
I'm so
All right.
baffled at Ciampa wearing Mr. NXT, but it's in the bioluminescent colors.
I know it's weird. All right, so Joe, we're literally at 229.30 right now.
Okay, so I'm close.
Yeah. We're gonna make it happen. By the time this match is over, we will have synced up at the end of it.
I believe that. All right, let's see, 20, 28. All right, I'm at 28.18. I'm like a minute behind.
All right, we're at 229.45 and counting.
All right. Why does Tommaso Ciampa look like David Bowie? Speaking
That
of
was-
musicians, wrestling,
Oh
and
man.
dead bodies.
Jesus.
It's kind of all come full circle.
It has come.
I don't want to be talking anything about coming anywhere. We're talking about dead bodies, okay?
Coming full circle, dead bodies, Joe. I really feel like this is fucking questioning a lot of things.
Come in a trash bag.
God, when did I say that?
I don't even remember, Ryan. Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
Literally, I thought you were gonna break the entire soundboard early, whenever the whole conversation started, and it was, oh, how would you feel if your significant other, with a corpse? You were gonna play his la 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 fucking sound bite that I thought.
My tongue in there. Oh my God, it's so good.
Okay, wait. I'm at 229.59.
We're at 231 right now.
Ah, damn.
So tell you what, you should probably go to like 232 and pause it.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
smart.
And then I'll
There
tell
you
you when to
go.
unpause.
Stick my
Yeah.
tongue in there. Oh my God, it's so good.
I don't like the blah, 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 blah. This-
Oh,
I'm almost there.
that's what she said.
She did?
She didn't say anything. She was dead. What?
God damn it. Joe, are you paused at 2:32?
2:32:04.
Okay, I'll tell you. We're at 2:31:45, so I'll tell you when we're.
This is an absolute clusterfuck.
Say anything, she's dead. Jesus, Joe. Oh my God. All right, Joe. So we're at 2:32. 1, 2, 3. Hit play.
4.
That weird guy in his boxer shorts is like looking outside. Is that where you're at?
I have the
What?
I have the four of them.
Jason Waller. Is that his name?
I've got everybody just down.
Oh yeah, there's
like,
everybody in the ring dead.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
just chilling in the middle of the rings, right?
Team Black and Gold is just like chilling in no man's land.
they're like, we're too old for this shit.
They really are, though.
Yeah, like I think that was one of the parts that like really hurt NXT at this at the onset of the change. Wow, fucking boxer shorts just got yeeted into the ring. But like you went from like old dudes that everybody knew who they were from years on the indies to fucking 11-year-olds that nobody had any fucking clue who they were.
For real.
You went from like NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys to like, and here's some random fucking new K-pop.
Yeah, like
here's the LFO.
And you leave light funky ones alone.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought LFO into this.
Ones is down to one member.
Yeah,
Are they
two of them
really?
are dead.
No fucking way.
Yeah, 2 of them died from cancer. I saw a TikTok on it.
Yeah, one of them
The
died
summer
from,
girls
like,
got him with the
leukemia.
cancer.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And the one is like still touring, singing like the band's song. And like,
that's
Summertime Girls just hit like over.
That's so
I feel like he's
depressing.
performing at like center malls, like the little center stage at a
dude.
mall.
First Lemmy and now 2/3 of LFO.
Hey, I like corpses that wear Abercrombie and
God damn it.
God. Oh, Joe.
She's been decomposing since that summer.
Since that summer.
Oh no, Joe, why are you like this?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that.
I don't get it. You thought Mark was bad. Welcome, Joe.
Oh my God.
That is like my favorite go-to karaoke song, though. Like I do know all the words to that by heart.
If I had to pick like a favorite boy band song, that's probably in the top 3 for me.
Hell yeah.
I do enjoy that song quite a lot.
What would the other 2 be? I'm curious now.
Oh man, that's tough.
Well, I mean, one of them has to be All or Nothing by O-Town. It's a rule.
I didn't even know O-Town was a band. I totally missed the O-Town apparently.
Oh, yeah. No, they did. They did that song, All or Nothing, which I'm sure you know because everybody knows that song.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, go.
Ooh.
I'm not singing.
Boy bands, girl bands. I would have to say C'est La Vie by Bewitched is up there.
You want to know the funny part about that song? Not. That's Tegan Knox's entrance theme on the British independence scene when she was Nixon Newell. She came out to that song.
What song?
C'est La Vie.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
I remember watching a couple of like random shows where she was facing like Chris Brooks.
No shit.
And literally she came out to that song, and I was just like,
that song's a bop.
The whole time I was like,
I'm pulling it up because I can't for the life of me think what that.
It's actually downloaded on my car. Like it's one of the songs I have saved in my car. Everybody, Backstreet's Back. Joe would have to be up there. They were dressed up as like haunted folks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, all right, I got it now.
Say you will.
Uh-oh.
You'll do.
Y'all remember the War Games in 1989 when Arn Anderson shot somebody?
When what happened? Who shot what?
fucking like
Who
War
got Jay
Games
Hart?
'89 when Arn Anderson pulled out his Glock and just fucking shot Sting.
Oh yes. No, I didn't watch that then.
Oh,
I
I
do.
was
they
a-
edited it out on the network, so
I was a WWE kid. Oh, I believe that.
I do
Damn.
remember Sid almost murdering Brian Pillman.
I
I
remember.
don't know
remember that.
How old is everybody here? Because I feel like I'm
I
pretty old.
I am 39 years old.
Oh, okay. So we're
I'm
right.
34.
I just turned 39. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
turned 39
I don't
in
recall
August.
seeing. I'd have had to watch it like in my adulthood, and I don't remember ever
Yeah,
going back and watching
I'm
that.
37.
I'm
So I'd have
34.
been what 6 when that happened live.
Yeah,
How old are you, Mike?
34.
Okay. Yeah,
You're a young
because
pup.
Ernest is the intern Mark age wise of Take 3.
900.
really?
Yeah, he's in his what 42?
I mean, he's not on this show tonight because he needed enough beauty sleep to go deal poker tomorrow.
not working.
Yeah,
I literally texted him, asked him. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're not on the show this week. I forgot you need your 12 hours of ugly sleep."
Yeah, he
Cold-blooded.
If he gets that extra hour or two, he might not look like Braun Breaker's tights.
Jesus. Okay, speaking of Beaker, since we're talking about Beaker,
yeah, Ernest was born in 80, so he's 42.
Okay.
Old ass bitch.
who's beating Beaker for the title?
That's a great question.
It probably should have been.
I
Austin
haven't
Theory,
watched-
right?
I haven't watched like any NXT recently, so I honestly can't even answer that.
Well, I know he has a title match against Jeep Wagoneer this week. This coming up.
Who?
Spoiler.
Isn't that a
alert.
car model?
No, he's a wrestler.
No,
Von
He's one of the
Wagner.
Beverly Brothers kids.
Is he fucking really one of the Beverly Brothers kids?
Yeah.
Jeez, how do I not know any of this stuff?
Jim, I'm shocked
Wait,
you
which
don't
one?
know.
Mike Enos?
No, the other one. Blake.
But yeah, Jeep Wagoneer is what Ryan called let me just find the TikTok.
We
It's
called
gonna
him
be-
Von Wagner, I guess. Is what they called him.
but on an episode of 3CT, and this is our most famous TikTok to date.
Put him in instead of Jeep Wagoneer or whatever the guy's name was. That's so good. That is so good.
Yeah, he's Wayne Bloom's kid.
No shit.
Wow.
One half of the Beverly Brothers.
Grayson Waller from the moon.
Oh, here we go.
I hope he falls and just cracks his head and ends it all right here.
Then never mind. I was gonna say something.
Doors open for Joe.
He did. Now, of those two dead guys in the ring, Joe, which one would you rather?
LA Knight.
Yeah.
I was literally just staring at his bulge. Like it was just right there.
It was right there.
That was
You
the
don't
bold
understand
reason
why
you
more
chose
gay
him?
guys don't watch wrestling.
You couldn't not look at it. I'm pretty sure.
Right?
What was that, Ryan?
Now, was the bulge the reason you attracted him, or you're just not into twinks?
Oh, I love twinks. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
I like having them two at a time. Left twinks, right twinks.
Now, do you think there's a left Twinks factory and a right Twinks factory, like the commercial?
Oh, factually, and they're both in Fort Lauderdale. Oh shit! Pete Dunne's fucking beating him. God damn.
Yeah.
There's so many more jokes to that comment that I'm not going.
Now, so in a year's time, remember last week we were discussing like how absurdly ripped Pete Dunne was. Like
Yes.
obviously still in great shape. Not saying that he's not. But if you go back to the Takeover War Games 2020, Pete Dunne was like literally a walking piece of stone.
Yeah, there was
0%
0.0% body fat.
Yeah, like quarantine even got Pete Dunne. Like, let's be fair.
Yeah, no, he had some of them Domino's pizzas.
It's all right. We all put on some in the last couple of years, some more than others.
Oh man.
No, I was the annoying person who did the opposite during the pandemic. I got in shape.
Oh, you were one of those?
I
You son of
was.
a bitch.
Tattoo.
Nobody likes a bragger.
Oh, yabba gabba goo. Oh my god. Is he still in WWE, by the way?
That's one of my favorite TikToks. The the Fred Flintstone, the Italian Fred Flintstone.
Not for nothing, but it's pretty brave to wear white tights when you could potentially shit yourself.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like most people could just hold their poop in.
I think so too, but a lot of wrestling podcasts, if you listen to them with wrestlers, have shit themselves stories.
That's fair.
Is that
Yeah.
why? Is that why women are like, we can't wear white after Labor Day?
Maybe.
Yes.
They just shit themselves.
Just
Dude.
constantly.
Like, well, it's September.
Yes. It's the first of the month.
I'll never not hear that and not think of Natalia Neidhart.
Yeah.
My God.
That's what our show has done. Oh
The
man,
crowd
Ryan, I
seems
can't
hot for
find-
this match, at least.
What's that?
The crowd seems hot for this match.
Yeah, I mean the NXT crowd again doing it in the Performance Center all the time. I feel like is usually pretty good.
Yeah, but this was like 2021. People were just happy to be out of their houses.
That's
Well,
true.
that is true.
He ain't lying.
Am I crazy? And Mike, you might be the only person that can answer this like really accurately.
I mean, you're the title.
No, there was more to the question.
Yeah,
It was more.
I was gonna stop you.
Because if you stop, I'm just going to answer yes.
I
Based
was
on
gonna stop you
Wait.
at crazy.
corpse isn't
Do
a
you-
rule breaker.
Do you feel like why is my box smaller? Wait. Do you feel like
You need to turn your camera.
Carmelo Anthony looks a little bit like Shima?
I can see it
Especially in this match.
with his hair like that. I could see it.
Yeah. Like at one point I looked up at the screen and I was like, why is Shima on my TV?
And here comes Beaker.
I'm upset you didn't ask Jimmerai that question, to be honest with you.
I don't know if either of you guys would know who he is.
He was in the AE dubs for a minute.
For like half a second,
Jim.
yeah.
Negative
Right.
2.8 seconds.
Ryan, look at my hat, man.
That's fair. That's fair. You bought it at an actual AEW event.
I did, and I bought a fat shirt because they have them.
That makes
Wait,
it-
did
that
we
makes
just
it
miss
look
the
good.
ending of the match?
Braun Breaker pinned a guy.
Beaker,
Not a big
Beaker
deal.
pinned Tomato Champs.
Fat like PHAT, like pretty hot and tempting.
So, yes or no? Will Braun Beaker be a WWE main roster heavyweight or universal champion someday?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I also think he debuts at the Raw after WrestleMania next year on the main roster.
That's
I
probably
think Triple H's WWE is going to go back to trying to make that actually like a benchmark night on the calendar where shit happens.
I would actually say I think he debuts and has a strong performance in the Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
But yeah, well, so Joe, when you say debuts at the Royal Rumble, it's an NXT appearance in the Rumble.
No, I said Royal
That
Rumble.
was
You
Mike.
said the night after.
Oh yeah, but all right. So Mike, do you think that he remains on the main roster after the Royal Rumble, or he just
I would leave him there because once he loses the title, he has nothing else to do there.
fair?
He's been the champion for fucking like 280.
Yeah,
fucking
he's been champ for a long.
If he makes it to the December PLE, I mean, there's nothing else for him to do in NXT. You're not going to have him drop it and be like, "Hey, go into the North American title picture," or "Hey, go be a tag team champion." Like, no. Might as well just move him and get him get him up to the main roster and let him fight guys like Gunther and Sheamus and have banger after banger, stuff like that. So,
or hear me out here. You give him a tag title run with the body of fucking Dynamite Kid. Like, you just dig him up, throw him in a wheelchair. Weekend at Bernie's, that shit.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
I see
We
it.
call it weekend at Beakers. Dog, stop. Your ass is in my face.
buddy, I thought you liked that shit.
Not with
Ass in your
dogs,
face?
no. That is cheating.
Dead dogs.
100%, buddy.
That was a good waste of a half an hour.
Holy hell. Okay. Yeah, so that's the War Games. Well, we might as well close the way they start.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
So before we move on to the next part of the show, the 8 guys that were in that War Games match.
I forgot him already.
Pete Dunne, obviously.
Shayna Baszler has a lot of forehead.
Yeah, that's a 5-head for sure.
That's a 5-head.
5.5 in
That's
Japan.
pushing 6. Yeah.
6-star forehead in Japan.
Only if it's in the Tokyo Dome.
Correct. So obviously, Pete's part of the Brawling Brutes.
Pete.
Champ is hurt.
Mhm.
Gargano's doing his stuff with the Miz. LA Knight's now having a more prominent role on SmackDown, thankfully.
I love that for him.
The 2.0 guys are where I guess my question marks are. We all agree that Braun Beaker is inevitably going to be on the main roster in some way, shape, or form.
I feel that way about Carmelo Hayes also.
Yeah.
Okay. But, okay, so where does that leave us on Tony Marinara and fucking
Grayson boxer shorts?
Grayson balls to the wall?
I feel like they're gonna try to make Grayson Walker happen, and like I don't think he's actually gonna hit, but I feel like they're gonna try for a while, like Chris Masters. Like that's what his destiny feels like to me, and the other dude I just don't see.
I think he can definitely cut a better promo than Mr. fucking Chris Masters.
Yes.
But I don't think he's gonna have that role. I don't think he's gonna be trying to put people in submission moves. I think he's gonna be more of like a high flying guy who's gonna be ladder matches and stuff like that.
I mean, but you also have to wonder how many of those guys were Vince guys. Because if this past week's Raw showed us anything, the Triple H's regime is pretty willing to be like, hey, Vince guy, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Austin Theory.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
So I have mixed emotions about it. There's like, realistically speaking, I don't necessarily 100% understand why they had to fully bury him. Like, it's enough that he apparently decided, hey, I'm going to use this thing where I can get a world title shot at any time and just use it on the U.S. title. Like, you already kind of make him look like a moron for doing that. But you can make that work with a promo, be like, hey, look, Roman's never around. The title's never around. This is the title that's like the main title on Raw. I had to take my shot.
I think
You can't make that work. It was a goddamn night he had an open challenge. Just open challenge him.
Yes. I also had the same question of logic. So that's the thing, right? Like they kind of made him look dumb, and then he lost. Like, he couldn't even just win the fucking U.S. title. Like, just have him lose it, then back to Rollins next week or some shit. Like, he looked stupid, and then he looked stupider. It was a burial. It was 100%. Like, they took him out back and just fucking shot him, and then had sex with his body. That is what happened to fucking Austin Theory.
And now
that I'm not mad about.
Full circle.
Yes.
Come in a trash bag.
Why would I have ever said that?
I don't even know.
I think he should have just cashed in on the NXT title.
That's
think that's the
probably
right
what he
answer.
should have done. Yeah.
Because
They
at least
should've-
that one's arguably a world title.
They
The
should've
U.S.
just
title
saved
is
that
literally
for-
not a world title. It only exists in the U.S.
I mean, they should have saved that for the December PLE. Have him come out during the title match and let him
What is
cash in.
that? Stand and Deliver? What is that one called? Have they announced it yet?
Did I?
Wait, the
Deadline?
NXT deadline, yeah.
Deadline? End of the line?
Fastlane?
And end of the line was Saudi Arabia.
Great Balls of Fire.
But yeah, look,
What was the tagline for that Saudi show? Heads will roll?
yeah, I think that was it.
Like sands in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
I don't know that I see Grayson Waller as, at least I don't see either of those two gimmicks
Right.
in the WWE. Like I
One
don't
of those two gimmicks just had a match at Halloween Havoc.
I don't see Tony Pepperoni on fucking Monday Night Raw.
And it's not Larry Linguini. You're right. Michael Medicati.
So wait, you guys are saying you're not big fans of Frankie Fazul?
Yeah, Ricky Ravioli is not debuting.
Petey
on the
Pastrami's
roster,
out,
man.
dog.
Robert Rigo.
You guys leave Carlos Capitali alone.
Gregory Gabagool.
Bobby Breadstick is not. is not. Oscar Olive Garden is not debuting at the Royal Rumble.
Oh shit!
Gonna hit him with the all-you-can-eat breadsticks and salad combo. What you talking about?
Salad.
What you know about them all-you-can-eat breadsticks, Jim?
Oh, I know a plenty about all you can eat
those
breadsticks.
breadsticks are good.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus!
Let's go.
Yo, you guys remember when Baron Corbin's gimmick for like a year and a half was I work at Applebee's?
Was that Sad Corbin?
I love Sad Corbin.
No, that was just like middle of 2019 Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Vince
The
McMahon just watched the movie Waiting. It's been out for 15 years, and he's like, "Ha ha! God damn it!
Yeah, let's do the Batwing, Vince. It's not.
That's
not
such good
1998.
shit.
It's not.
Do you guys like the new Baron Corbin gimmick?
I do not.
I hate it.
I also don't like JBL for shit, so he's just tied to it.
Here's the thing. Like
You
having
don't
JB,
like the wrestling god.
I don't even like his outfit.
having JBL be his heater, I think it's dumb because Corbin can talk. I like
Yeah,
that's
he can.
I get JBL can generate heat, and like using him shows the WWE sees something in Corbin, but I'm like, he doesn't need a heater. Like he gets his own heat.
See, but I think the thing is, he can get his own heat, but people want to cheer happy and sad Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think without a reset of somebody being his heater, fans are just going to look at him and go, whether his name's Baron or Barrister or Constable or whatever the fuck you want to put in front of Corbin, they're always going to be like, oh, look, it's Happy Corbin. Oh, look, it's Happy Corbin. Like,
That's
you
fair.
need someone to do that reset. And even if JBL is a temporary thing until the first of the year, just so you get the reset of January 1, Baron Corbin is Baron Corbin and not happy and or sad Corbin.
Was Corbin
Ferris.
hurt? Like, what kept him off TV? Was there an injury there, or did they just not have anything? The Happy ran his course, and they were just like, oh, we don't know what to do.
I think
Ferris Corbin. That should be his name.
Ferris Corbin's day off.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure so the Happy wore off because like that's what happens. I don't know.
But
I just assumed as the WWE they would like have him just lose all of his money and then disappear and then repackage him. Like there just wasn't like a conclusion to the Happy character.
Dude.
It's a
No, I get it.
beautiful animal. Look at that dog.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I
animal.
don't. It doesn't.
His
make
name is Rambo. He's rambunctious.
It's a majestic looking creature.
All right.
Look at it.
Joe,
He's
do you
a
want to
good
hit your
boy.
topic?
All right, well, you have to do this. I have to
Since we're transitioning off of the war
You're gonna
game.
pull your wiener out? Oh, he's just standing there.
Oh my!
I wasn't sure what he was gonna do.
I said I had to switch my laundry.
Oh. We're podcasting, bro. Where's he going?
It's totally a euphemism. It's fine.
He's got to go switch
Oh.
his laundry. Apparently.
Just going to fucking dead body. It's all good. It's all good.
Kids are calling it wild shit nowadays.
Yeah, we can do my topic. It's real simple. We're like what 2 weeks away from the war games, the first war games on the main roster. In theory, there's gonna be not Austin, but there's gonna be a men's war games and a women's war games match, and I don't know that we have definite ideas on what teams are gonna be on those matches. So, kind of curious what you guys think.
Okay, so this week on Raw, they confirmed Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and 2 superstars to be determined.
Okay.
Taking on Damage Control, Bailey, Dakota, Io, Nikki Cross, and 1 superstar to be determined.
Right.
So basically, 2 teams on Team Bianca, or 2 superstars on Team Bianca. 1 superstar needs added to Team Damage Control.
Right.
The men's is completely up in the air, which I assume because the women's match is kind of more Raw based. I assume tomorrow night on SmackDown with the because I'd be shocked if the Bloodline is not.
It's got to be the
Spoiler alert!
Bloodline.
Mine is my team in the men's is the Bloodline.
I mean, there's a reason why there's 5 of them.
Right, Roman, the Usos, Solo, and the Usiest of them all, Sami Zayn.
The most over person in the WWE.
Dude, it's insane.
I don't know if we see a 5-man War Games match.
No, they confirmed it'd be 5-on-5.
Oh,
Yeah.
did they confirm that?
Yeah, Triple H confirmed that it's because
the match we just watched was 4-on-4.
Yeah,
which
Triple
I
H
wasn't even
confirmed
aware of.
that they're making the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches War Games matches this year.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Back to the women's one. The 5th member of Team Control Alt Delete. I'm gonna say someone like Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
Someone that can take the fall for the faces to win.
How sad is that, by the way?
Who?
Is she on Raw?
She's not, but she's SmackDown. So I just want to see who are the women.
And who else is on Raw?
So the roster I'm looking at, well, they still have Becky Lynch on an active Raw roster, but there's Candice LeRae, Carmella, Dana Brooke. I think Doudrop's hurt, so I think she's out.
Let's think about this for a minute.
Is Doudrop hurt? Because I feel like this would be a great spot for Doudrop to come back in under her not
real
Doudrop name. What did they call it? Viper?
Piper Niven.
Piper Niven?
Yeah.
What was she in before?
I'll tell you this much: it won't be Carmella.
No, we know. Yeah.
No, he's in NXT.
He's in NXT.
Carmella.
Yeah, Carmella Hayes.
Yep, Carmella Hayes. Yep, good job.
Why won't it be Carmella?
I don't know. She just lost a child.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Tamina is still technically part of the Raw roster.
She still goes here.
Apparently.
Wait,
I mean,
so you need 2 faces on the women's side, right?
I didn't get there yet. I was saying
we're still on the heel
Oh,
side.
okay.
I was gonna have Shayna Baszler be the 5th member of Team Control.
I feel like that's a great spot for Dana Brooke somehow. That's your pin eater for me.
Just someone that can eat the fall because
Yeah.
I think the faces are gonna win.
Hey, I'm a former 24/7 champ.
Rip.
Oh, pin eater. I thought you said panty eater.
That too.
I need the copper. Say
Sounds-
penny eater.
No, panty.
Oh, panty.
Yes,
that's-
panty.
That's so different than
Sounds-
penny eater.
Like you're sliding on your panties.
Got it.
sounds-
I would fill out the rest of Team Bianca with the two that everybody want to come back, and then go right into a feud for the titles that they never lost. I would have the other two be Sasha and Naomi.
Yeah.
It's in Boston. It makes total fucking sense.
That makes
Oh
sense.
shit! I totally even forgot about that too. Yeah. Well, and didn't
If that doesn't happen, I hope they bring back Naomi and the other Funkadactyl.
Oh,
Cameron.
Arian,
Who?
Cameron?
Ariana, or whatever her
Oh,
name
Cameron. Yeah, Jim, you would know her name. She was your favorite.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I knew you would come up with it first.
What if it's just Brodus Clay but in a wig?
That's even better.
Will he bring the NWA TV title with him?
Yes.
Wait, he
Sure.
still wrestles? Really? And not just on Fox?
NWA.
Wrestles with the Constitution. Yeah.
Wow.
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 7 years ago.
Old Tyrus.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go Dana Brooke. I'm gonna go Dana Brooke on the
Control Alt Delete.
yeah, on the Control Alt Delete side. And I'm with Mike. I'm gonna go with Sasha and Naomi on the face side.
Yeah, that checks out. I can't argue with that.
Do you have
Jerry,
anything
anything?
different, Joe?
The only thing I would say is if you can't get Sasha and Naomi or Brodus Clay, an inborn, no, that's not the right word. Like Brett, no.
Oh.
No. Mm-mm.
A good option that already exists. Right?
Was the
Yeah,
word you're looking for another?
Ryan,
can
put
go-
the
Another
mic-
option? Is that the word?
No, like because it's already
Ryan, put the
there.
microphone
Like,
back on.
Literally
It's like-
anyone else?
you could go with Raquel and Aaliyah. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't get the two of them, the way I would go is I would go Candace and I'd bring back Tegan Knox because of the feud with Dakota Kai and NXT.
Yeah, and Candace is on Raw because I feel like the women's match is Raw based, the men's match is going to be
And
SmackDown.
Candace has had
Fair.
run-ins with Damage Control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I feel like Candace is a immediate go-to card if they can't get Sasha and Naomi back under contract. And I think if they're truthfully interested in bringing in Tegan Knox, the feud with Dakota Kai, it started at a War Games match. You might as well put them in a War Games match against each other to culminate that fun stuff. So
That would be fun.
I think that's fun for us. I don't know if the main roster crowd gives a shit about that. Unfortunately, fun for us as fans. And
I think the main roster fans won't care who's in the match. It's the match itself that's the draw,
that's fair.
especially from the women's perspective.
That's fair.
The men's match, like obviously on paper, it looks like it's going to be the Bloodline versus somebody.
But the question is, who is that somebody?
I honestly would have thought that, and it's not enough time to build up to it, but I would have found two more members, and I would have went Judgment Day versus the Bloodline.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
But I just don't think you have enough time to do that right now.
Yeah, no, not at this
No.
point.
And who's going to
I
be the
would've-
female member of the Bloodline? Or are you not having Rhea in the
I
match?
wasn't gonna have Rhea in the match.
Okay. That'd be fucking wild.
The other one that I thought, and obviously I don't think it from a standpoint of not wanting the Bloodline on the show, but with Jimmy being hurt or Jay being hurt with a potential broken wrist that Michael Cole talked about at Sands of Time.
Yes.
The Brawling Brutes and someone versus Imperium and someone.
Okay.
That's if the Uso injury potentially leans to him not being able to be a part of the match due to not being medically cleared.
Aren't the Usos fighting tomorrow night on SmackDown?
Yeah, against the New Day.
Yes. But the reality of the situation is if his wrist is actually broken,
Yeah.
just because they're announced doesn't mean that Solo Sikoa or Sami Zayn may not fill in.
I mean, it's a broken
But
wrist.
here's the deal, though, with
you can
War
secure
Games.
a wrist pretty well, can't you?
Well, and here's the thing with
bumping
War Games too. Like, okay, so let's pretend one half of the Usos, because I can't remember which one broke his wrist. Sammy gets Kevin Owens to take the spot. Because like Sammy's almost like this weird de facto leader of the Usos, of the bloodline. Like, he's getting to make decisions. So he's like, hey,
Right.
we're one down. I know a guy who can. And so, like, Kevin Owens in a fucking War Games match is going to be great.
It's a War Games match, though. You're not even going to have to carry the match. You're just one guy in an 8-man or 10-man schmoz that I think you're pretty safe with a broken wrist in this style match. If anybody doesn't wrestle in it, it's Roman Reigns, because he doesn't need to be in it.
That's
and
what I'm
then
saying.
You have your brawling brutes, and then you add Drew. There's your 4 against the 4 over here. I know what they said about 10-man. Give us another 5-man on 5-man match, and there's your Survivor Series style match. The War Games is 4-on-4.
Well, what if it's the Brawling Brutes, Drew, and some douchebag named Ricochet?
Honestly,
against like
go ahead.
Killer Cross, and somebody else.
Okay, a couple of options here. Number one, if everything is fine, if Jimmy or Jay, or whichever one of them is hurt, if they're feeling fully loosey and can go for the match, you could do them versus the Brawling Brutes, the 3 of them, and the New Day, because obviously they're rekindling that little feud. And listen, having a cage that Kofi Kingston can do shit off of, never a bad thing. You'll definitely get some pops. Like, it'll be a good match. If the one Uso isn't feeling very Usy and can't perform to his Usy obligations, and you gotta get someone else in there, that could be an opportunity to maybe fit Karrion Kross in as an option, and then so you have Drew on the other side, and that adds up and makes some level of sense,
Yeah, I just keep looking at the SmackDown roster, and I'm like, I don't see any group of 5 that.
There's no one to pair up against the Bloodline.
No.
That's why I don't necessarily know that it's going to be them.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. I think it's more of a Brawling Brutes versus Imperium sort of a situation.
The Brutes and the New Day versus Imperium and somebody.
Yeah, who could they?
Or like I said, the Brutes,
Imperium. That's the heel team, then, right?
Yes, the Brutes, McIntyre, and
I forgot the Brutes switched. I just love doing Sheamus so much.
You realize that Sheamus has been wrestling in the WWE for like 35 years?
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's been a long time.
He debuted on like ECW, like WWE ECW.
Joey Galloway.
He debuted.
Drew Galloway was I guess him in Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Sheamus was never in Impact.
I'm sorry, shit. I'm stuck on Drew McIntyre for some reason. I'm so sorry.
On June 30th, 2009 episode of ECW, he made his unannounced debut as a villain under the name of Sheamus.
35 years ago.
2009.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was like 8 years old when Sheamus debuted.
So all right, let's play
that math doesn't add up at all.
Let's play the age game. How old is Sheamus? Joe?
47.
Okay, Ryan?
I'll say 42.
Mike?
44.
Mikey gets it.
Wow.
On the nose, 44. He'll be 45 in January.
it really is funny to me how a guy like Sheamus is 44, in incredible shape, having one of the best runs of his career in ring wise. Like, I've loved a lot of his in ring work. He had one of the best matches on WrestleMania last year, like the whole 9 yards. And you think back to when we were like kids and, you know, watching wrestling in like the late 90s and stuff, and the old men were 44.
Yeah.
Like Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage and all these guys that we were like, oh my God, they're so old. They're
fucking
like
old.
ancient.
Yeah.
They were 44.
Okay, 2009 was forever ago. I just looked it up. The #1 song at the end of the year, Billboard Hot 100s, was "Boom Boom Pow" by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh my!
That's forever ago.
Oh,
yo, the Black Eyed Peas are about as black as Ernest.
Oh boy, I wish you didn't say that. The #2 and #3 song was "Poker Face" and "Just Dance" by Lady Gaga.
I'll poker face.
That's that long ago.
No, you won't.
I will if it's Ernest. Or his wife, because she deserves good things. She puts up with so much.
It's just taking a turn. All right, back to War Games.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Imperium plus. God, I don't know jack shit about this SmackDown roster.
You know what? I'm gonna go something crazy here. I'm gonna go Imperium, Killer Cross, Bobby Lashley against
Isn't that
Brock
6 then?
No. Imperium, the three of them.
Oh, that's right. There are only 3.
And Robert W. Lashley III, Esquire. Against Brock Lesnar, the Brawling Brutes, and Drew McIntyre.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Imperium and the Viking Experience versus the Brawling Brutes. Drew. What? Drew doesn't make sense. Ah, fuck it. Give me Drew and LA Knight. This one feels like a letdown. Did Joe fall asleep?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Oh, there he is.
Ah, psych.
I gotta keep y'all guessing.
Ryan, do you have a guess for?
Yeah, my guess is I'm gonna stick with it. It's actually gonna be a 4-on-4. It's gonna be the two Usos and Sami Zayn and Solo versus the Brutes and Drew. 4-on-4 style.
All right.
Interesting.
How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I think that the Bloodline's still going to be in it. I think that they'll be okay to go with their 5. I think that the other 5 I'm not too sure about because I don't feel fully convinced by the Brawling Brutes. I'd almost rather see you put together just like a power team of 5 people to take on the Bloodline. So maybe get like Drew in there and get, you know, get some of like Roman's biggest challengers from the last 2.5 years, you know, maybe get Matt Riddle in there, get fucking Kevin Owens in there, you know, get Drew in there. All these guys who you at certain different points were like, oh man, he might be able to. Hell, you can get Seth Rollins in there. Rollins is basically a face at this point too, and also
I'd say he's a full blown face after Monday.
Yeah, so I mean, like you can easily get him in there just as much as any of those other guys.
All right, I got you.
I don't know who you get for your 5th person since they basically turned Bobby Lashley heel.
I think you can do Bobby Lashley in there as a heel, or even
what about Farmers Only Brock?
I think he's only sticking around if Bobby Lashley's in the match. If Bobby's not in the match,
like a crack team like that. Karrion Kross, the Roman Reigns' last 5 competitors, heel or face. You guys got to survive to take down the Bloodline.
Right.
That's a
In
good
fighting
point.
amongst them, Bloodline obviously will go over. That could
All
work.
right. I like it. I guess. Yeah, I think we're going to see that progress tomorrow night.
Yeah.
They've got 2 shows to put an entire match together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was one of the reasons why I wanted to throw this out as a topic tonight, because it's like we're not there yet, and by tomorrow night we might be. So like this was our chance.
Yeah, because they quickly threw together the women's one this past
right.
Month. All right. Here before we get to our wrestlers of the week, yesterday was the 25th anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob. So I feel like a lot of discourse this week has been about the Montreal Screwjob. So instead of doing the watch along and is it a work, is it a shoot, and all of that stuff, let's play a little what if. What if Bret Hart, the deal that he signed in late 96, early 97, that Vince eventually went back on, Bret went to WCW. Like what do you think happens if Bret does, like, if Vince doesn't break that deal, if Bret stays in WWF? There's, at that point, I guess there's no real reason why he has to lose in Canada, because he's not going anywhere. You don't have to get the belt off him. I think Michaels eventually gets the belt, but like, what does Bret Hart in the WWF look like post Survivor Series 97? Because really, if you think about it, the Vince McMahon corporation character really kind of began post Screwjob, because he did like the Bret screwed Bret interview, and they really started to lean into like there's no good guys versus bad guys and this and that, and then Austin came to be, and it was Austin McMahon and all of that. Like DX got bigger post Bret because they benefited from the screw job. Obviously, Shawn Michaels becomes champion, and I think he still does, but there was so much heat and energy behind the screw job that I don't know if WWF, maybe they do. Maybe they have to go in the same direction, because WCW is still going to be kicking their butt ratings wise. But I feel like the WWF looks very different, and I don't know if Bret fits into the WWF in the Attitude Era.
No, Bret doesn't fit there. But I think that what you hinted on about the Vince McMahon character, as Mr. McMahon, this is really the pinnacle and the start of that, I suppose, of that character. Up until then, Vince was he was just a commentator. I don't think many people really knew what Vince McMahon really was to the WWF at that time. So that's a huge deal to come out here, and really is the start of that asshole boss character. And without that, do you get a red hot Stone Cold Steve Austin from that? You still get Say Your Prayers mocking Jake Roberts, I think, but I don't know if he gets to the level that he's at without having Vince McMahon be the foil for Stone Cold every time. I don't know, Jim. That's a big deal. I think Bret Hart today would be healthier had he stayed in the WWE, in the WWF. The Goldberg kick aside, I think Bret Hart going to WCW was detrimental to his career, and I don't think he ever fit in WCW. So to say he wouldn't fit in, I don't know if he fits into professional wrestling.
I mean,
unfortunately, in that moment, because he didn't fit into WCW at all.
Yeah, I think in a way he fits into I think he fits into the WWF somewhat, because I mean he proved through the 96-97 run that he could be, 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 he co he could be a heel. Like, everybody's disappearing. Like he could be a heel. So I don't know that he 100% wouldn't work in the Attitude Era. Like, I mean, he had kind of started going a little bit more edgy. So I don't know that he doesn't exist. But yeah, I think he's what happened to Mike? Mike, what happened to you?
I was trying to change my name to something, and my fat fingers, when I went to hit the triple bar, I hit remove from stream, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I saw you were gone. I thought there was a serious situation.
No.
Fat
fingers.
But yeah, so I don't. I think maybe at that point Brett's days as WWF champion are over. But like, there's no reason to believe that like, because you also think about some of the guys that came in after the screw job and stuff like that. Like, yeah, the product went edgy, but you also got the Ken Shamrock and Kurt Angle and like, man, like there's so many. I mean, look, I know he's the name that shan't be mentioned in wrestling discussions, but like, you eventually get to Chris Benoit in the WWF, and Chris Jericho comes in, and Eddie Guerrero's there, and I feel like there's so many great matches that Bret Hart could have still had on his punch card. That the WWF knew how to use Bret Hart, so maybe he becomes more of the guy that, when the Radicals come in, they have a series of matches with Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation. Because I'll also think about it too. So Bret leaves, Bulldog leaves.
They pooped him.
Yeah, Bulldog and Neidhart are gone because they're pissed. Vince would, and who give like Vince? There's no money in Bulldog and the Anvil without Bret Hart.
Correct.
97 and beyond. So Vince is like, yeah, fine, you're gone. Owen's left by himself. So Bulldog goes over to WCW.
Jim, I think Owen Hart's still alive.
There's a lot of people that have said that, because Bret, there's a lot of people that believe that Bret wouldn't have let Owen do the stunt.
I don't think we would have been at that point in the storyline if
I don't think you go back to the Blue Blazer if Bret Hart's
Blue Blazer if Bret Hart's still there.
Yeah, because
so really this is all Bret Hart's fault.
Oh, you son of a bitch. It clearly
Bret screwed. Bret screwed. Owen, Bret screwed. Bulldog. Is Jim Neidhart alive anymore? Bret screwed Neidhart.
But did Bret screw them before they died, or?
Oh my God!
Christ, it's coming back to full circle here, guys. We gotta get off the body.
I'm so many circles. I'm getting dizzy.
But again, the catalyst that led to Bret leaving was Vince McMahon changing his mind on the deal.
Yes.
So Bret, like, when Vince decided he couldn't pay Bret the deal, Bret was going to be gone anyway. So it still is Vince McMahon is still at fault for the deaths of Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith.
Well, I think Davey was his own demon.
Well, he had the substance abuse issues, but you got to remember the thing.
Let's air all of his laundry out, Jim. Jesus.
Well, no, but the reason that he went to the pills when he did was because he in the fucking it might have even been a War Games match when they did the trap door for the Warrior. That's where Bulldog.
It wasn't in the War Games match, but it was at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So he hits the trap door in the ring and it breaks his back, and that's when he got addicted to the pills again.
I would
let him rest in peace, Jim, or at least until Joe's ready for him.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that I think if Bret would have stayed, if Vince was able to find a way to not renege on the contract. I don't necessarily know how long he would be in the world title picture. Joe, are you listening to us on speakerphone? Because all I hear is an echo.
What?
All I hear is myself talking in the background.
Yeah, hold on.
So literally, I don't think Bret would have been in the world title picture long. Maybe he doesn't drop the title to somebody like Shawn Michaels, but I think inevitably he drops the title to someone sooner rather than later, because I think that they had ran their course with Bret Hart being the world champion at that time. Also, what I say, thinking about the whole thing, if Owen Hart doesn't break Stone Cold's neck, maybe Bret would have lost the title on the way out to Steve in Canada. Maybe he was just sick and tired of Shawn's shit because of their back and forth for umpteen years. Maybe Stone Cold is the one that takes it off of him at Survivor Series, and he does things the right way on the way out.
Yeah, I don't think, because he never had personal issues with Stone Cold. Oh my god! I was like, wait, somebody changed their name. It wasn't Joe. Oh, Ryan did. Okay.
So when it comes to even so, if Bret stays, I think he drops the title sooner rather than later to someone. Whether it be Ken Shamrock, whether it be Shawn Michaels not in Canada, whether it be The Undertaker. I don't think he's the champion going into WrestleMania that year. I really don't think so, no matter what. Even if Undertaker beats him and Shawn gets the title from Taker at Royal Rumble in that casket match, I just think that inevitably Shawn was going to drop the title in some way, shape, or form. I mean, Bret was going to drop it in some way, shape, or form sooner rather than later, and they were going to probably transition maybe Bret and Owen into a tag team. Let them go after the tag titles and let them be kind of in the middle of the card. Because Davey Boy was going to be a guy who they were going to probably try to have fight for the mid card titles in this group. I mean, I know Neidhart and Bret were a tag team back in the day, but I don't think that tag team would have worked in the late 90s. Neidhart was just so slow in ring.
Yeah.
So Bret and Owen as a tag team, I think, would have been a fun one, and that would leading to maybe another Bret versus Owen feud in Bret's final couple years before he bowed out of the ring altogether, and turned into more of a guest appearance, GM, stuff like that he would have probably have done if he stayed on board. But I guess my thing is, and the whole thing, and listening to the mega episode that obviously the Podfather and Bruce dropped the other day, and listening to the Road Dogg one earlier today while I was driving, they make a valid point about this, and this is something that I think I get it. Bret not wanting to lose in Canada, especially to Shawn. Have a contract. I'm paying you for this day. I've paid you for all the days that you've worked so far. You're going to get a check at the end of the month for the merchandising, your shirt revenue, shit like that. You're not going to be here tomorrow. Who does it matter to you who beats you? In your first promo on WCW, why don't you just come out and be like, yeah, I would have kicked Shawn Michaels' ass in a real fight. You saw what those guys did to him in fucking Syracuse. This was Vince McMahon just fucking making me do business to some pompous jackass on my way out. Like, you could have gone and just squashed all of this. Instead, you chose to set yourself up for this because you don't want to drop the title on your way out to someone, because he wouldn't return the favor to you. Bret, obviously he wouldn't. You're going to fucking WCW, moron. Like, who cares? If you're Bret Hart, you're going to WCW. Why do you care who the WWF champion is the night after you leave? You're not on that team anymore. That's like, and the perfect example, that is literally like Brett Favre looking at a clipboard and going, man, Aaron Rodgers really has some young wide receivers to throw to. Wonder if like I could do it. Like, Bret, you're like 20 years older than fucking Aaron Rodgers, and like you're not even part of the organization. Like, why? Like there's nothing you could do here. It's you're not there anymore. Like, why? Like,
Yeah, but I think you're crazy if you think that. Okay, if you're gonna use a sports analogy of a team basically telling you that you're too old to be our guy anymore, and this guy is going to replace you. Like, you're crazy if you don't think that, the starting quarterback that's being replaced by a young guy that you don't like, regardless of whether the fact that like you have a new team lined up. Like, you're crazy if you think that there's not going to be a fight, a battle, controversy, and all of that on your way out.
but okay, Carson Wentz, perfect example. Philadelphia Eagle quarterback. You make the decision to trade Minneapolis Colts. In his exit meeting with the media, you don't hear him go, I appreciate my time in Philadelphia. By the way, I hope they don't start Jalen Hurts at quarterback. I hope they start this guy instead. Like, you're just not part of that team anymore. Like, you're leaving. What's the point in shitting on somebody on the way out? The same thing with Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. Hey, guys, I'm going to go to Tampa Bay. Don't start Mac Jones. Why are you telling us like you're leaving? Like, go focus on Tampa Bay. Bret Hart, go focus on WCW. It just they're like your dad ran a wrestling promotion. How many guys told your dad, no, I'm not going to do the job on the way out?
So, okay, I have a different take for this. Kind of a different, like, what if direction, okay? If Bret had stayed in WWF in 97, I don't think realistically Shawn would have stayed. And I'm going to go ahead and say there's a reality out there somewhere in the multiverse where Bret stayed and Shawn went over to WCW with his friends, with Kevin and Scott and the NWO, and I think a lot's different from there. I don't know that Shawn Michaels has the legacy that he has if he had done that. Honestly,
knowing how Shawn is basically out for like 5 years, 2 months later, I think Vince would have told both of them to go fucking kick rocks and save the money and fucking built a whole new fucking main event period with guys that he could actually trust. Because at the end of the day, you'll lose Shawn in 4 months for the next 5 years.
Well, how are you?
But you don't know that.
How are you losing Shawn if he's not in the casket match?
But I'm saying if you decide to go with Bret instead of Shawn, like if you're sitting there staring at the glass, knowing that you're letting Bret walk and Shawn gets hurt 4 months later, who gives a fuck if Shawn goes to WCW?
But I think Jim's point though is since
if
Shawn
doesn't win the belt in Montreal, Shawn's not the champion to have the casket match with the Undertaker, and he doesn't break his back.
It's just like how like
but he goes to WCW, and guess what? He's another guy that runs that company into the fucking ground.
Okay, I mean,
because he's gonna want X amount of money because he was a hothead that thought everything fucking revolved around him at that time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Which is why, like I said, like I think that his legacy would not be what it is.
I think
absolutely not.
Is if Shawn goes, what happens to Hunter?
Also a good question.
I think he probably ends up over there whenever his current deal in WWF was. I think then he ends up in WCW again, and then when WCW eventually bellies up, they bring him back.
It's crazy to think about that though, because if that happens, is Hunter even the guy who's taken over from Vince McMahon today?
Probably not.
So, like, Bret Hart staying in 1997 could have literally changed the entire course of wrestling history.
Oh, I think it absolutely does.
Butterfly effect, like 100% butterfly effect.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Like
it's
right down to those kids that Triple H and Stephanie have may not be alive.
yeah. Because if Triple H isn't in the WWF when there's the corporation and the ministry and DX and all of that, like there's no McMahon Helmsley era.
Right.
Like that's where they started. So yeah, they're probably not married. He's probably not an executive in the WWF, and Jeff Jarrett may be running WWF. He's not running it. There's no AEW. This hat on my head doesn't exist.
That's true.
And there's no Jeff Jarrett, haha, in AEW. Then
I think that there are multiple different things that when you look at, like, Bret needed to go.
Right.
Bret had reached his apex in WWE at that point. There was nowhere for him to go after that. Like he was at his impasse. It was done. He had reached his maxed out there. They made the business decision to go with the younger guy to get them hopefully more years out of their main event scene. Heaven forbid Sean gets hurt, which he does. And I think that's maybe more of an important question: is what happens if Sean doesn't get hurt? What is Sean's legacy in the professional wrestling business?
But see, I don't even necessarily agree that Bret had to go. Like if you look over the history of time, like wrestlers, even after they hit their apex, can remain in a company and be a guy that can put people over. I mean, when Bret wasn't getting his brain scrambled by Bill Goldberg's right foot in WCW, like he had some great matches with Sting and he had some great matches with Chris Benoit. So like he can still have great matches and help build younger guys in the WWF and just be that guy.
I agree with you, but the real problem was Bret thought he was a top guy and wanted to be the top guy, and that's the competitor in him. And I'm not saying that that's anything negative about Bret, but my problem still lies in the fact of, and it's one of those things where you grew up in the wrestling business, that when you're on your way out, you do business the right way. And Bret decided, I don't want to lose in my home country to my most hated fucking enemy.
The problems started when he signed a deal with WWF for 20 years or whatever it was, so that when he does retire, he becomes a agent or what have you. Mm-hmm. And Vince changes the deal. And Vince, again, if you're believing everything we've been told, gives Bret creative control over his character over the last 2 months or whatever it was of his deal. That was a choice Vince made because Vince decided he couldn't pay Bret. So like you give somebody in this business control over their booking, you're goddamn right they're going to try and do everything they can to
So Vince McMahon has a track record of breaking a contract and a promise once with this 20-year contract. Why wouldn't he do it again if Vince did give creative control and then said, yo, this is not good for my business? Fuck him again. He's already fucked him once out of a 20-year contract.
Exactly.
And it's not like contracts aren't broken all the time in other sports arenas.
Oh, I mean,
this happens
absolutely.
all the time.
But
you're underperforming.
I guess my point to it is that like Bret, to the best of our knowledge, like never like put his foot down, never said no, never Like whatever the company wants me to do,
he's
I'm gonna
struggling
do.
picking it up now because of the stroke.
Well, that's now. That's not that.
Then I'm sorry.
But like, until like this point, and it still all goes back to Vince and his choices.
All right, we get it. You're a Bret homer. Let's fucking move on.
I mean, the way I look at it from the standpoint is Bret could have saved a shit ton of face if he would have just did it the right way on the way out.
Goldberg took care of it.
Probably. That's probably.
I mean, Mike, we've had this discussion before, so I feel like we're just pissing into the breeze at this point.
No, but because here's the thing: contracts get terminated. It's business. At the end of the day, you can sign someone to a bajillion-dollar contract, and I don't have the money to pay you this month. I have to let you go. Like, it happens. It happens in the real world. It happens in sports. It happens all the time. Somebody's going to wake up tomorrow and their contract with Apple or Google or Amazon is going to be terminated because either they're not meeting their standard quotas or they think that they can get the exact same production from somebody and pay them 3 times less.
Or Elon Musk bought it and just fired you. These things happen.
Or that.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where if you know, hey, you got 2 months left, I'm going to pay you for your 2 months. I'm going to make sure you get all your revenue from your fucking merchandise. I'm not going to fucking be a dick like I was to Jeff Jarrett. Have to be held up by him to lose to China. Maybe Bret should have went in there with a shotgun and held him up and said, I'll drop it to Sean, but I want $7 billion right now so I can buy Twitter like Elon Musk did.
I mean, he had $9 million coming from Ted Turner. He didn't need to go into Vince's office with a gun.
So Big Mac, I think we're thinking roughly the same thing. Like, there's the time-honored tradition of like going out on your back.
I mean, I would have said for someone who put in the work that Bret did in that company, going out the right way would have been the way that he should have went out.
That's where I happen to fall as well. Regardless of what happened with Vince McMahon and screwing him over on a contract or whatever, there's a professionalism in professional wrestling, and they both left with mud on their face. Bret Hart could have left out on his back looking like $1 million.
Yeah.
And chose to like sink to Vince's level.
Knowing that 2 days later he's gonna have $9 million sitting in his bank account from fucking Ted Turner.
Money buys happiness. At least it does for me. I don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. If you walk into Vince's office and you go, I want all my revenue money, I want all my merchandising money before I walk out of this building tonight, and I'll do it the right way, then Vince probably writes him the fucking check and says, thank you for your service. He loses it the right way, and maybe Bill Goldberg's kick doesn't send his head into fucking Jupiter.
I mean, at the end of the day, Bret Hart still lost to Shawn Michaels. What the fuck does it? It's fucking script. What does it matter?
Man. There we go. All right. Let's close out. Wrestlers of the week, Mike.
Did Joe fall asleep?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's why his camera's off. All right.
We know this.
So if Joe doesn't make it back, which I don't know that he will, we'll all get 3 picks for the wrestlers of the week.
Joe. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Jim's got a dead body for you.
It may or may not be the corpse of Austin Theory.
Hey!
There he is. Got
Joe,
it.
we made it to wrestlers of the week, so we only need you to stay awake for like 3 more minutes, my guy.
I could possibly.
All right, let's try it. Why don't you try standing up? Maybe you stand up, or do you?
Brian, you're the guest. We'll give you.
Does he fall asleep standing up?
I could.
It could.
Okay,
happen.
then don't stand up. So Ryan, you go first.
What am I doing? I'm not paying attention. I'm new to the show.
Wrestlers
first time.
We go in a draft order. We snake. So you get a pick, and then we'll all get one, and then you'll get a second one.
Damn it! I have to look at what my ones for the other show because I don't remember. The wrestler of the week. I don't fucking know where it's at. Let's just say Logan Paul had a hell of a showing at.
3 count. Question of the week.
That's the wrong one. You dunce.
Yeah,
Logan Paul, because he showed out and had a match of the year contender with Roman Reigns. It's his 3rd match. Good for him.
I like it. I'm gonna go next. I will actually I'll take FTR for retaining the IWGP tag titles in what I heard was a really good match this weekend. Joe?
I'm going to take Seth Rollins.
Jim?
I will take my tribal chief, you disrespectful sons of a bitches.
No, I knew he was going to get taken.
Acknowledge me.
Ryan?
I was acknowledging. I'm sorry.
I
Let's go Nikki Cross. She got rid of that stupid fucking mask, got rid of that stupid fucking gimmick, and got rid of that stupid fucking 24/7 championship. That's a lot of getting rid of stupid fucking shit in one week.
There's a lot of dumb stuff she got rid of, yeah.
I'm going to take the new women's tag team champions. Give me Io and Dakota. Joseph?
I don't know. What happened on Dynamite?
Oh, what did happen? Jericho said he's still innocent from January 6th.
Somebody beat Eddie Kingston in Ethan Page beat Eddie Kingston in
What happened?
first round match of the Full Gear title.
Paige said she could wrestle again.
Yep, that happened.
Wasn't there?
Jamie Hayter beat Sky Blue.
Hater.
Wardlow retained the TNT title against some random scrub. That's all I got.
I guess let's go.
What was that, Jim?
It was just such another bad show.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's go Jamie Hayter, because why not?
That's fair.
Dawson.
Because of that butt.
Sauce it.
Give me Saraya because she is 100% cleared and gets her first match back.
And Ryan, you get the final pick of the wrestlers of the week.
There's a lot of pressure there.
So much pressure.
We had some fun with this on our show, but it is really a great story. Big Oates read his first book like front to back. He struggled with dyslexia, and he read a book, and it sounds silly, but like that's a big accomplishment as like a 36-year-old man or however old Big Oates is to finally overcome his dyslexia and be able to put an entire book in. So it's like my feel good pick of the week. We'll say Big Oates.
How old do you guess Big Oates is?
29.
Ryan? Mike?
32.
Joe? Hey, Joe.
Who?
How old do you think Otis is?
Otis. Oh.
Big Oates.
Like 28, 29.
Well, Ryan said 29, so you say 28.
I'll take 28. 28 and a half.
Big Oates is 30. He'll be 31.
Fuck, Price is right.
Yeah, you went. You were.
You did yourself in.
You went one over, Mike.
Your yodeling man yodeled right off the edge. My favorite game.
It's such a good game.
The Yodel game and Plinko are my two favorites.
Oh, Plinko's so good. God, I love a good game of Plinko.
Okay, I think that has to be a topic for a Tuesday night episode of the 3 Count Show is
Price is Right games. Oh, you're damn right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hole in one.
But I have to be on that show though. I have to be on that episode.
That's fair.
All right, we can make that happen.
All right, so that's the wrestlers of the week. Joe and Ernest still have yet to get me their list for the month of October.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Boo.
Just double weight mine and yours and call it a month, okay?
So just add mine and yours up.
Yeah, seriously. It's November the 11th, for God's sakes.
Yeah. So Ernest, when you listen to this,
when the show started, it was November 9th.
You ain't kidding.
You ain't
lying.
There it is. All right, Ryan, we'll let you as the guest. I
don't have anything.
Oh, you got nothing?
Yeah, I talk about wrestling on the 3 Count Thursday podcast. Fucking no. Politics are over, so I don't know what to tweet about right now. It was Phillies there for a while. I got pretty hot with that. This last week has been all politics.
Eagles
$8 check marks.
With the Eagles, I'll check marks. Now I ain't paying $8 for that shit. Yeah, I don't care. Do what you want to do.
I love it. Jim?
Joe, you plugging anything?
Yeah, Austin Theory's dead corpse.
All right. Discussion of the Nobody podcast at DWA and Pod on Twitter. Discussion of the Nobody on Facebook. I just dropped a discussion this week, so check that out and check out all the other ones in the archives. Then you have the Huddle Up podcast Tuesday nights on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Facebook.com/Huddle Up Podcast, Twitter @Huddle Up Podcast. Subscribe on all podcast platforms there. Got our merchandise over at tpublic.com. And lastly, since we are a wrestling podcast here, I save the best for last. The 3CT live 3CT podcast. We go live Thursday nights on our YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook channels. Tuesday, we drop an episode on the podcast side. But go to 3countthursday.com, our merchandise, TikTok, YouTubes, all of those. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but really just follow and subscribe to the shows.
So hear me out here.
Oh, God.
I'm not saying that. So, like, to me, if it was a perfect relationship and the only negative mark the person has is that they fucked a corpse, I don't know that that's a deal breaker. But, like, if things aren't going that great and they fuck a corpse, it's like, okay, well, that might be my final straw deal breaker, you know?
Joe, I've never had a more perfect relationship than I have with my wife. If I find out at any point that she fucked a corpse, I'm out.
So you find out she got a little bit of that old Rico Mortis. You're like, I'm good.
I'm out.
Somebody mute him.
I'm out.
You can follow Ernest at EJChristian7 on Twitter. You can follow myself at They Call Me Burn. You can follow the show at Take the Number 3 Wrestling. You can follow Ernest's YouTube page, EJ Christian or Ernest Christian on there. You can watch the video of this very stream right now on the YouTube page. Other than that, guys, we'll see you next week for some more hilariousness that is the Take the Wrestling podcast. Good night.